Hi everyone, welcome back to Be Rich. I hope you had a wonderful weekend and you're back at it. Yes, the markets were down today, and if you were the sort of person like me, you would have been looking at different coffee range and staying in different coffee range. As I was saying in our Instagram group today, I was buying some Jyoti Labs and I was buying some gold. I hope you bought something and you stayed within budget. A lot of you keep getting excited saying, is it time for lunch? Is it time for dinner? We're nowhere near lunch and dinner. That's what I tried to explain on yesterday's video on Sunday, that markets are still positive. One of you asked a very great question, I would say. Poignant question would be a wrong way, but great question would be, you said, imagine as a company X, it is priced at 1,000 and the FIIs are selling and they've been selling it and now it is at 500. Why will they sell it now? It makes no sense. They might as have sold all of it at 1,000 itself. That's true. That's a valid point. Problem is, let's say you hold a huge position and if you try liquidating all of it at one go, you could trigger a circuit, as someone said, and the market will seize up and you can't sell the shares and there will be more price pressure, downward pressure. What the FIIs would like is a more staggered approach. Like I was saying, most of these FIIs who have been investing, let's say for 2 years, they're still in the positive. I'd spoken in the Instagram group about the stocks. Like if you look at Tata Motors, over 2 years, they're still up quite a high percentile. If you invested in Tata Motors 5 years ago, you're still up 400%. So there's a lot of wiggle room for these guys. For FIIs, if you look at stock specific, if you're looking at what they've invested in. So keep it in mind, they're not just selling willy-nilly, they're looking at ways to make money out of it, and they see the arbitrage of the rupee and they see the interest rates, and if they pull the money out of here, if they take it back to US and put it in US Treasury, what would be their return? So they take all kinds of calculations before they decide to sell and the prices they have in mind. And this is a net seller is what you should remember. That means they are still buying. It's just not they're selling everything and they're moving out of India. They're also simultaneously buying. So when we're talking about buying, it comes to today's point of news, which Rupesh wanted me to talk to you guys about, which is about Bain Capital and Manappuram. First of all, let me tell you something very clearly. This is not a done deal, right? They're still negotiating. And negotiating means it can take some more time. Is there rival bids? We do not know. This is whatever news which is being leaked out, and the people leaking out the news have their own motivation to leak this information out. So the reason why I said we don't know is that KKR and Bain got into an ugly fight over Fujisoft, which is an IT company in Japan, and finally Bain Capital withdrew and KKR is taking the controlling position in Fujisoft in Japan when Fujisoft board finally approved KKR. So what's happening inside Manappuram's family and Bain Capital? What are the negotiations? Are there rival bids? What's happening? We do not know. And finally, end of the day, shareholders also get to participate in all this, and regulatory and legal challenges to all this. So all those have to be met and has to be understood before we can get into saying this is a done deal. So keep this in mind. The news of this broke, and of course the Mr. Market reacts to anything that comes his way in a maniacal way, and it pushed Manappuram stock prices up. So this could be the reason, maybe not, I do not know, maybe it is. But I wanted to talk about the potentiality of this deal going through as an investor. What are the upsides for you? What are the risks for you? If you're an existing Manappuram holder, what happens to you? If you're looking at Manappuram as a new investor, what is there in for you? First, who are Bain Capital? I did a video about this already, but let me briefly tell you again. They were founded in 1984. The famous founder is, of course, Mitt Romney. If you do not know who Mitt Romney is, please Google it and you'll know he's a very famous person in the US and globally. If you do not know, please Google him. And it's a Boston-based company. They have over $185 billion worth of assets under management. They're in 24 countries across the globe. They have a mix of private equity. They do venture capital, they do public equity, that's buying public companies. They do real estate finance, life sciences, technology. These are the areas they're interested in. They have many segments under them. There's just not Bain Capital. Bain Capital is an umbrella. Under that, they have the Bain Capital Private Equity. They have the Bain Capital Ventures. They have the Bain Capital Public Equity. They have Bain Capital Credit. Then they have the Bain Capital Double Impact. These are all the segments under Bain Capital. And right now, currently, they hold around 171 companies in their portfolio. The famous brands in the US are Staples, Burger King, Domino's, and AMC Theatre. And recently, they bought a stake in a company called Inspire Resort in South Korea. I think it was for around $7 billion. So they are very active. They're very global. They're just not in India. They're not an unknown company or an unknown equity. This name is new to you. Then I hope this kind of gives you an idea what's happening. So why are they interested in Manappuram? Well, Manappuram is a great company. It's an old company and their business is gold-based. It's a very solid business based against a good security like gold. You give a loan and it's regulated in India, the amount of money loan you can give. And it's a great business to do in India. It's highly profitable. And that's why Bain wants to get into this. There's money to be made in Manappuram, as they say. What is the inflection point is, Manappuram's owner is planning to retire soon. His family is not interested in taking over the company and running it. That's Nandakumar's family. We've spoken about this too. So they're looking for an exit and Bain Capital is looking for an entry. And the company Manappuram itself needs a lot of fresh capital, fresh injection, which will help them expand their business after what's all happened with Ashirvad Microfinance, which we know about. So these are all the things laying on the table, which is creating this marriage if it is to happen. These are the motivations for this. So how are they planning to do this? Well, they have something known as preferential share allotment. When these preferential shares are given to Bain, fresh capital of around $1 billion will be injected into Manappuram. Of course, they'll also be buying the Nandakumar's family stake. They currently have 35.25% of Manappuram is owned by the Nandakumar family. So Bain Capital bite into a chunk of that. After that, Bain Capital wants to take further controlling ownership of the company. So they're going to give an open offer to raise another 26% of the ownership, to really get a grip on the company. That they plan to do is give an open offer to the public shareholders, which is you and me. If you own Manappuram shares, they plan to put a price band between 237 to 240 rupees is what the article is saying. Mind you, this is not officially announced yet, so there's all speculation here. So if they offer a price, they're going to offer you to buy your share from you from 237 to 240 rupees on that price band. And if you wish to take the money instead of holding onto the shares, you can, of course, sell your shares and take the money. They plan to finally come to a position of owning 46% of Manappuram. At that point in time, what will Bain do? They'll want to change the CEO because Nandakumar will be exiting, slowly take control over the board and put in their people into the board. So what will this do short term and long term for Manappuram? Short term, what it will do for Manappuram is it's going to positively signal in the market. You're going to see price appreciation for Manappuram share price. The article sets the floor price at around 237 to 240. So that is where it will slowly move towards. The deal is still in progress. That's why it's not rapidly gone up. Overnight is even shorter because nothing's been announced by the Nandakumar family or by Bain officially as yet. These are all the short term. Now let's assume this deal does go through. What is the long term? Well, it will improve corporate governance in Manappuram. They've been struggling in Ashirvad Microfinance, so all that will get cleaned up. It will be professionally run by Bain, of course. Bain will be backing it, so a lot more scrutiny and eyes will be on it. Whenever capital requirement is there, Bain will be happy to inject it, when especially owns 46% of it. And there's a potential for business expansion. Manappuram's portfolio of businesses will expand. They'll offer more loans for more people, and more products will come out, more innovative products for loans. And even RBI has signaled confidence in Manappuram by lifting the restriction on Ashirvad. It was under restriction. That has also been lifted. So RBI is also signaling. These are all the positives. There is a risk involved in this because nothing has been officially announced. We've been talking about it for some time. I think me and Rupesh did a video probably a few months back about this. We spoke about Bain, interest in Manappuram, and it's still going on. This Ashirvad, the ban lifting, has given more reasons for Bain to be interested now. But is it going to happen? I do not know. If it does happen, what is there for existing shareholders and investors would be your question. If you're an existing shareholder, if you're thinking of exiting Manappuram, I would say hang on and wait, because if this deal does work out, there's an opportunity for you to get a little more for your holdings in Manappuram. Because if they're interested in setting a base price for the acquisition of the extra 26% at 237 rupees to 240 rupees, you have an opportunity there. So existing shareholders, if you are keen on exiting, I would say wait and see what happens. There's no rush. And if you're a new investor, you may see there might be an arbitrage, seeing where the price is today and seeing if this deal does go through and they do want to acquire this at that price and make an open offer, there is an arbitrage to be made. That's where it stands. Is this done and dusted? No. Is this been announced and dates have been given? No. This is still very much nebulous. It is very much in negotiations. We do not know if there are other players. Like I said in the beginning of the video, is there a rival bid going on? Are the regulators all on board? We really don't know. So this is just what has been floating around in the news. Like I said, whoever leaked it has a motivation. What is their motivation? I do not know. So what am I doing with all this information, you may ask? I'm not doing anything. I like Manappuram, and if I find it in fair value, I'll buy more of Manappuram. If I don't find it in fair value, I'll wait till an opportunity comes to buy more Manappuram. That's about it. Unless I get information in hand, in black and white, which has changed this. It hasn't. If it does happen, and if it is announced officially, of course, I'll come up with another video here, explain whatever details has been officially announced, and then walk you through that again. But right now, sit tight. If you are looking at Manappuram, please continue looking at it. There is no reason to do anything drastic as of now. This is what my advice would be. This is what I'm following, at least for myself. I hope you found this video informative and entertaining. I hope you didn't find my gyan too long and too boring. I try to keep it short and crisp and brief as Rupesh has requested. Thank you for being with me on Be Rich today. I wish you a wonderful evening. See you again tomorrow with another opportunity to invest in Tiffin Coffee range, and towards the evening have another conversation about something else. Maybe tomorrow Rupesh will have me talking about Tatas. What's happening there? There's some interesting news which is happening with the Tatas. Thanks for watching Be Rich again. Bye.